Hello everyone and welcome to Crossover Mind. Today we're diving into a story of idealism, betrayal, and power struggles at the heart of the AI revolution, with the theme From For Humanity to For Profit, how Ilya Sutskever's rebellion reveals the war of ideals among ChatGPT's founders. I'm your host, Steve, and I'll be looking at this from a perspective that champions the founding ideals and ethics of AI development.
And I'm Lisa. I'll be bringing the pragmatic analyst's viewpoint, focusing on the business realities and organizational dynamics that shape even the most mission-driven companies. It's great to be here.
Lisa, let me start with a question for our listeners. When you use ChatGPT, do you remember that its parent organization, OpenAI, was originally founded as a non-profit? Its mission was to ensure that artificial general intelligence benefits all of humanity, not just corporate bottom lines.
That original mission feels like a distant memory now, doesn't it? Especially when you hear people like Elon Musk, one of its initial funders, claiming that OpenAI has betrayed its founding principles and become a closed-source, for-profit subsidiary of Microsoft. It's a harsh criticism.
Exactly. And recently, a deposition transcript from a lawsuit involving Elon Musk was made public, giving us a raw, unfiltered look inside this conflict. It features the testimony of Ilya Sutskever, OpenAI's former chief scientist and a man once considered the conscience of the company. This document seems to confirm the very betrayal Musk has been talking about.
Sutskever was a key figure in the dramatic firing and rehiring of CEO Sam Altman in November 2023. At the time, the official reason was that Altman was not consistently candid with the board. It was vague and set off a firestorm. But this testimony gives us the inside story.
It really does. Sutskever paints a picture of a leader who he believed was undermining the very soul of the organization. According to the transcript, he prepared a 52-page memo for the independent directors, stating that Sam exhibits a consistent pattern of lying, undermining his execs, and pitting his execs against one another. For Sutskever, this wasn't just a personal grievance. It was a symptom of a culture shifting from its non-profit ideals to a win-at-all-costs, for-profit mentality.
From a pragmatic standpoint, while those behaviors are concerning, they are unfortunately not uncommon in hyper-growth startups. Leaders who move fast and break things often create internal friction. The question is, was Altman's behavior a fundamental threat to OpenAI's mission, or was it the necessary, if messy, leadership style required to make OpenAI the dominant player it is today? Sutskever clearly believed the former. He stated that the appropriate action for the board to take was termination.
His actions feel like a last stand. He was trying to pull the organization back from the brink of what he saw as a complete corporate takeover of its mission. He even sent the memo using a form of disappearing email because he feared that if Altman became aware of these discussions, he would just find a way to make them disappear. That speaks volumes about the level of distrust.
But this is where the story gets complicated. The idealists weren't a unified front, and their ideals, when taken to an extreme, seem to disconnect from reality. The testimony reveals a shocking statement from another board member who supported Altman's ouster, Helen Toner. When faced with the prospect that removing Altman could lead to the company's destruction, she allegedly said that it would be consistent with the mission.
That is an extreme position. It suggests a level of ideological purity that is almost frightening. To believe that destroying the company is better than letting it stray from its path? It's a powerful statement about how high the stakes fell to them.
But it's also a statement that alienated the vast majority of employees. It looks less like a principled stand and more like zealotry. This is why their coup failed. The employees, the lifeblood of the company, didn't rally behind the idealists. There was even a brief discussion about merging with Anthropic, another safety-focused AI lab. Sutskever's testimony shows Helen Toner was very supportive of this, but Sutskever himself was very unhappy about it. It was a desperate move, an attempt to create an alternate reality for OpenAI that simply didn't have enough support.
And what happened next was the complete victory of the for-profit, pragmatic side. Sam Altman returned, not as a chastened leader, but as a hero. The employees and investors had made their choice. They chose growth, stability, and, let's be honest, the skyrocketing value of their equity over the abstract, non-profit ideals of the founders.
The deposition transcript from the Wall Street Journal article adds a fascinating layer to this. It claims Sutskever was astounded that the employees didn't cheer for Altman's removal. He seemed to genuinely believe he was acting in their best interest, but he misjudged their priorities. They were more concerned about their jobs and the company's future than about a philosophical mission.
And here's the final ironic twist. The deposition also shows that Sutskever, the great idealist, was not entirely free from this for-profit structure himself. When asked about the value of his own equity in OpenAI, his lawyer repeatedly instructed him not to answer. He too stood to gain financially from the company's success. It highlights the inherent conflict in OpenAI's hybrid capped profit structure.
Ultimately, the rebellion failed. OpenAI's for-profit engine roared back to life, more powerful than ever. Sutskever eventually left to start his own venture, Safe Superintelligence, a new attempt to build the ideal organization he couldn't preserve at OpenAI.
Which brings us back to Elon Musk's initial criticism. This testimony proves that his claims of a betrayal of ideals weren't just the sour grapes of an ousted founder. It was a real vicious internal war that the idealists lost. It forces us to confront an uncomfortable possibility that the ChatGPT we use every day is the product of a noble ideal being defeated by the relentless forces of commerce.
I would frame it differently. Perhaps the ChatGPT we use today exists because pragmatism won. Without Altman's aggressive, growth-oriented leadership, would OpenAI have access to the immense computing power and talent needed to build these models? Ideals are crucial, but they can't exist in a vacuum. Innovation requires resources, and in today's world, that often means embracing a for-profit model.
So the central question remains, can we trust for-profit corporations to safely steward a technology as powerful as AGI? Or do we need new, truly non-profit endeavors, like the one Sutskever is now attempting, to carry that torch? This internal war at OpenAI is over, but the larger battle for the soul of artificial intelligence has only just begun. Thank you for joining us again on Crossover Mind. At Crossover Mind, we provide the latest information on technology, business, and society, and delve into important themes beyond them. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, look forward to it. Goodbye.